Going to be reading the Parshas, two double Parsha, Achrei Mos and Kedoshim. There's actually a very famous joke about that it's when you talk about funerals, right, and people talk about people and they always say how amazing they were, etc. No matter even if the person was a terrible person, right? So it says Achrei Mos Kedoshim. After they died, they become holy. They become everyone says, oh, they were great. Um, so the beginning of Achrei Mos is actually, I was just mentioning that we read it on Yom Kippur, and it's mainly about the first half is the service that was done by the Kohen Gadol in the Beis Hamikdash, and it's talking to the Kohanim, and specifically after the death of Nadav and Avihu, which we read about a few weeks ago. And then it gives us the laws of various relationships, relationships that are considered prohibited. And then we go into Parshas Kedoshim. And Parshas Kedoshim is a whole set of laws. A lot of them are, and most of them probably are about Ben Adam Lechavero, the laws between human beings, how we interact with each other. And there's also some laws about, between us and Hashem. And it's jam-packed with mitzvos. And all about how we are conduct ourselves, and of course the most famous v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, to love your neighbor, now your fellow, as yourself. In the beginning of the parsha, there's a verse that says, "Ish imo v'aviv tiro," that a person should fear, which really means to be in awe and to have reverence for his mother and his father. And we're familiar of, most famously, a little more famous than this verse, is the verse in the Ten Commandments, which says, "Kabed es avicha ve'esimecha." You should honor your father and your mother. And we talk about honor is not the same as reverence. They're different things. Honor is to do things for them. Reverence would be, for example, we don't sit in our parents' chair. We don't talk. We don't contradict them. There are certain things that would be in the idea of reverence that are different than honor. But the question is asked that in the wording of the Torah, in the Ten Commandments, when it talks about honor, it says, "Kabed es avicha ve'esimecha." Honor your father and your mother. And over here, when it talks about fear or irreverence, it says, "Ish imo v'aviv tiro." His mother and his father he should be in awe of. Meaning, it places the mother first, and in the Ten Commandments, it places the father first. The question is asked, why are we reversing the order? And Rashi brings down from the Gemara that the reason why the Torah is reversing the order is because the natural tendency that we have is that we are going to be more likely to honor our mother and be in awe or fear of our father. That's the natural tendency, that the mother is the one who takes care of the kids and feeds them and just, the maternal instinct. It's going to be a certain type of relationship which engenders a closer feeling. And therefore, we're going to feel honor to our parents, to our mother, more so than our father. And on the flip side, there's more likely that we're going to be in awe, reverence, so it's a little bit of distance of respect for our father more so than our mother. And therefore, the Torah is emphasizing it's putting the opposite one first to say, oh no, you treat them equally. You shouldn't go according to you. Don't rely on your natural tendencies. That's not acceptable. Don't say, oh, you naturally are going to honor your mother more, and therefore that's okay. No, you have to honor your father just as much. And flip side again with the respect, with the kabed, with the fearing and awesome, you may feel, oh, it's natural for me to have that feeling for my father. And when Torah is telling you that may be true, but you have to work on yourself and you have to act in a manner where you're showing that same level of reverence and awe for your mother. And Rabbi Frand brings down from Rabbi Yerucham Levovitz to say that this concept is not limited to honoring your parents. There's an important concept here, which is that we all have natural tendencies, right? We have our nature. Our nature is to be a certain way. Our nature might be that we're a type of person who may be more impatient. We get a little upset more so than we may feel called envy of other people. It may be a natural tendency, and it may be a natural tendency that there are certain things we want to do that we enjoy, and maybe that's not the way we should be spending our time, or it might even be something that we shouldn't be doing at all. It might be a prohibition. But that's my nature. My nature is that this is the thing I want to do. And he says that what the Torah is telling us is that we're not supposed to be acting only according to our nature. We're supposed to be in control. We're supposed to be able to overcome our nature and to be able to improve ourselves. And therefore, when the Torah is giving us various mitzvos, the Torah is telling it to us, don't just do what you feel like. Don't just say or say, you know what, this is the way I am. I was born that way, or I'm not I can't change. It's not true. We can improve ourselves. And the message he says is that we are capable, and actually not just capable, but we are responsible to work on ourselves to improve in all the areas where our nature may take us on a path which would be not the appropriate one, or certainly not the ideal, because in every one of these areas we can improve. So now it happens to be it is very difficult for a person to change their nature. It is not an easy thing to do. Specifically, we talk about a character trait, but it is very difficult to change a character trait. However, number one, it is possible. And number two, it doesn't mean that we expect that a person is going to go cold turkey or whatever from one extreme to the other and become a totally changed person that you wouldn't even recognize him in one day. It's something that we work on a steady basis to improve slowly. So we'll just take Lashon Hara as an example, right? Something we talk about quite often, something which maybe some people speak about more too often. But the idea is that if you are able to control yourself once out of 5 chances, you've already made a big step. And if you're able to keep doing that, that every time you speak Lashon Hara, if at least afterwards you say, oh, wait, I shouldn't have done that, then the chances that the next time are going to be better is much higher. And therefore you are going to, and slowly but surely, if it's on your mind and you're thinking about it and you're trying to, you will change, and you will be able to, so that the next time it's going to be, you're only going to do it 4 out of 5 times, and maybe it'll take a year and it'll be 3 out of 5, and could be eventually it'll be 1 out of 5, and maybe even zero. But it's a process, and we have to recognize that we are supposed to be working on ourselves along that process. Don't get frustrated and give up, but rather take every little milestone that we make as an achievement and be able to say, I can do it. I have made this step. I can still improve. I'm going to keep working on it. And if we're able to take that idea, we understand that we have been given the challenge to be able to work on our nature and to be able to improve ourselves. And that is a lifelong pursuit. Have a great Shabbos, everyone.